closet door. I'm here in my studio, aka Board Game Closet. I love this song. I'm worried we use it too much, but it's still a good song. Anyways, before diving into today's nugget of civics, I wanted to thank those of you who have donated to keep this bird in the air. We simply can't make the show without that tried and true public radio standby, listener donations. If you listen to the show and can support it, just go to civics101podcast.org and click donate, or just click the link in our show notes to give a gift in any amount. $5 a month as a sustaining member, it gets you a swanky new Civics 101 face mask. But whatever amount you can give, please know we are going to keep asking people smarter than us to answer your questions about how our country works. Thank you. Thank you. All right, here's the show.
Civics 101 is supported in part by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
Even though it is our job to understand it, even I sometimes need a reminder of how the Electoral College works. What do these people actually do? How is the Electoral College vote cast? Let's take one state, Montana.
There's literally 3 people that are meeting on December 14th to cast their vote for president and vice president.
This is Jessie Kratz, historian of the National Archives.
So some states require that the winner of the popular vote gets their electoral votes. And then some states it's determined by a political party. And so the political parties will tell their candidate, their slate, their electors, you need to vote for Biden or you need to vote for Trump.
So if you're on the Republican Party slate, and you're an elector from the state in which the popular vote went to the Republican Party's nominee, then you get to vote.
And this vote happens on the second Monday after the first Tuesday in December, which in 2020 is December 14th. The electors gather in legislative buildings in their respective states to cast paper ballots. This can be the Secretary of State's office, the state capitol, the governor's office, wherever state law tells them to meet.
And if you are that Republican elector, then you're supposed to vote for the Republican nominee.
Some states have rules that the electors have to vote that way, and other states don't, and they can vote however they want.
Which I always found a little baffling, because these electors are chosen by the party, so you'd think they would vote for the party candidate. But we do encounter what are called faithless electors, people who vote for a candidate other than the candidate who won the popular vote in their state.
Sort of rare, because the electors are really chosen from the party's faithful. So it's really unlikely that they would switch their vote to the opposite party. But this happened in 2016. And an example I like to use is elector from Hawaii. He was supposed to vote for Hillary Clinton, but instead voted for Bernie Sanders. And this was totally legitimate because some states have laws that the electors must vote for the popular vote winner, but Hawaii isn't one of them.
And it is worth mentioning the Supreme Court did just issue a decision saying that it is constitutional for states to penalize faithless electors or to just nullify their votes.
But if that vote checks out according to state law, here is what happens.
They vote for president and vice president, and they vote on 2 separate ballots. And these are what we call certificates of vote. And this is the document that shows who the electors chose for president and vice president. And the electors have to sign, seal, and certify these electoral votes. And then they send them to various officials, including the Archivist of the United States. I think we get 2 copies of these.
Election code in each state dictates how this actually plays out. Like in Massachusetts, the electors nominate and vote on who will be the temporary president, vice president, and secretary of the Massachusetts Electoral College itself.
I rise to place a nomination for vice president of the Electoral College, the name of the Honorable Mustak Mirza of Cambridge.
It all varies state to state. You can actually watch these proceedings play out, usually on C-SPAN, and my favorite aspect is the clothing. Tuxedos, sequined gowns, even tricorn hats. Electors really glam up for this moment.
And unlike Election Day for general citizens, the college vote is not a secret ballot. You rise and declare who you'll be voting for, which also allows for a rare opportunity to lobby for what you believe in, even if what you believe in is abolishing the Electoral College.
Before I vote, I would like to say we need an electoral system that respects the sanctity of the vote. Every vote should be counted, and count every vote. And I dedicate myself to election reform.
That's the end of the road for an elector's job, but it is not the end of the road for the vote itself. Those certificates have to make their way to the Senate, where the final steps cement our president. And we'll cover that on Civics 101. And don't forget, if you have a question about the way this democracy works, we will find the answer. Just ask us by clicking on the button at the top of our homepage at civics101podcast.org.
From PRX.